minute you say, where's the belief? Because yeah, we do have the belief, but at the same time, it's kind of a dichotomy, or I don't know what the word is. But we say to each other all the time, when are we going to make it? When are we going to make it? When are we going to have our break? Because we just keep going for bigger and bigger targets. So we have the belief, but it's always like just out of reach, you know. But we do a good job at the same time of acknowledging the big points, you know, that we do hit. It's important to acknowledge those along the way, and also set little targets along the way when the big target is going to take years to come to fruition.
And how do you acknowledge it? What do you do?
How do we acknowledge them?
I'm terrible at it.
Yeah. We try to make either celebrate with the staff or do something or go on a trip or buy something that's like a trophy, you know.
I'm terrible at it though.
We are terrible.
I'm just on to the next thing. I don't even care. You know, we did a deal, $93 million deal. It's the biggest deal I've ever done. We did that, when did we do that, Ryan?
6 weeks ago.
I forgot about it as soon as I did. I was on to the next thing already. So, and I don't think that that's right. So like, I think that that's a fault I have. I should celebrate the success, and I don't. I just move on to the next thing. But if you don't acknowledge the successes, like the winning, the belief comes from the winning. For me, the winning, the possibility becomes like, oh, well, God. I used to complain about everything. Everything, no matter what somebody delivered to me, I complained about. I always found something to say, you came up short. You didn't give me what you promised. You said this. And by the way, you can do that on every person, every time, in every situation, to the point where no matter what a person delivered to me, I was critical of it. And then one day I was like, why am I worried about that when I need to worry about what can I get out of this so that I can put more attention on what I'm not accomplishing, being more critical of me and less critical of others. So,
Do you believe you're the problem you can fix?
yeah, I can fix me.
Yeah.
But what I was doing was I was playing little games. Elena talks about the little games, the little natter, the criticism, the arguing. I was playing little games. So I found little things to criticize around me. Food was cold, it was late, this was a problem, that guy said this, he didn't do that. Things happen, right? There's gonna be issues come up. What I should have been focused on was, why am I not doing big stuff and finding, you can't find little stuff to complain about and do big stuff at the same time. Impossible. But at the same time, we should acknowledge we should have gone to a big dinner, celebrated that, had wine, toasted it, big victory, plaques and all that stuff. I just don't do it.
Our big celebration one time was dancing in front of the car in California. That was so fun for me. And it was about 1 minute, and that was the celebration. Yeah.
Poppy.
Yes. My companies grow very fast. Yes, and I have a lot of visual income.
Your business is popping.
Yes.
Yeah.
Poppy.
Poppy star. Yes, Poppy. The name is Poppy.
Your
Yes.
business is popping.
Yes, Poppy. Yes. But it's not all. It's not only this machine. We make other machines in the next time. Yes.
I'm not looking for that. I'm looking for money. So if you triple $1 million, that's $3 million. I want to make $30 million on the deal. So I would rather make a smaller percentage. I want to make money. I don't measure money based on return on investment. I measure money based on money. Until we make a lot of money or not. So I need big transactions to make big deals. So somebody asked me in London, they want to show me a 7,000 square foot. I said, they want to show me a property. I said, well, how big is it? And they said 7,000 square feet. And I said, well, we need big deals. I need big deals. I did the little deals. You do little deals as long as you need to get the money you need to finally one day do big deals. So, and we don't do land. We do stuff that pays us. I want cash flow. Because the land thing has to be, you have to time it right. Right time, right price, sell at the right time, at the right price, and get out. I'm just not, I'm not a risk taker like that. I'm extremely conservative when it comes to investing money.
So in Australia at the moment, we've got some suburbs in a city that have 1,000 apartments that just hit the market at once.
Yeah.
So literally nearly tanked.
Apartments for ownership.
Yeah, and people
Yeah.
actually are selling the building because they can't sell
Yeah.
apartments. So in that kind of a market, the rent is still very high in the city.
Uh-huh.
So they're still
Yeah,
renting
because
good
it's,
money,
Yeah.
but the price is just tanked.
they should, somebody should buy the building and rent the whole building.
Yeah.
Not buy and sell units.
Yeah.
So in America, that's what I would buy that whole building and rent it.
Yeah.
They- But why would she said the values went down and the rent stayed the same?
The rent hasn't gone down.
No, the rent's not going to go down.
Yeah.
Since 1945 in America, is America. Okay, again, this is all about statistics. You're right. What's the truth? Home values in America have done this with inflation. When you take in the cost, the dollar going down, the value of a house in America has done this. Home ownership has done this, by the way. Home ownership is going down. Rental prices in America since 1945 to let. You call it to let, right? Have gone up every single year since 1945 without an exception. So it just tells you don't stop grass till you're 60 years old. That's what's going to continue to happen, and it's going to happen around the globe.
So in that case, with the prices dropping, you wouldn't worry about the capital gains so much. You just worry about having your income right? Is that
Well,
the best?
you just made me want to go to Australia and look at a building.
Yeah. There's actually whole buildings for 600 that I've seen recently.
Yeah. That's what I want to do. I want to get on my plane tonight and fly to
Really
Sydney
amazing.
rather than
Everyone
Miami.
seems to stare about it though, because they're like, oh my god, the market's dying.
Yeah,
And it's
yeah.
like, well,
It is, because the locals will say it's down.
Yeah.
But you know what Hong Kong's going to say? It is time.
Yeah. Just maybe in Sydney that has been buying up. Brisbane
Yeah.
hasn't put up yet.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes, sir.
So my main business is legal and financial services. But that's what makes money right now. That's the main business. That's what's producing income for me. But I do have some other sort of passion projects which do not.
Yeah.
Which could arguably, possibly, have a slight conflict with the main business. Basically,
Yeah.
sales, marketing, business growth is my thing. That's my passion.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to do a podcast and some other stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm concerned that if I'm the face of the main legal and financial company and the face of this sales thing I'm about to do, that clients might go, well, either one, kind of jack of all trades and
Yeah.
master of none,
Yeah.
or it might damage. How would you suggest, maybe, would you just go pick one and go, or?
Your hobbies should fuel your main business. And if they don't do them. I know guys that do podcasts. They don't have a pot to piss in. They got all these views, all these people watching. I'm like, what's
Why?
the deal here? Gary Vaynerchuk is going to do 18 days. How many days will he do this year? Do you know, or is it Jerry? He'll do 18 travel days this year, 18 cities. I think he gets paid $1.5 million for that, and he's gone about 60 days of the year from his family. I don't want to be away from my family for 2 months for $1 million. I can do that on any street corner anywhere in the world. Anybody can make $1 million. Anybody in this room can make $1 million. You guys just got to decide you can, and leave alone the stuff that doesn't pay you. So we're good at just leaving alone stuff that doesn't work for us. I don't write books for other people anymore. They're like, here's some money, write a book for us. I'm like, I don't want your money. I'll write a book for me, do whatever I want with the book. use it however I want. See, but most of us are selling out for money. Get yourself in a situation where you don't have to sell out for money. And the way to do that is to give up some of the hobby stuff. It's fun, but does it fun? It's fun. It might be fun, but it doesn't fund.
Have you ever done anything that's not where we lost money and we see no good money? Have you ever done anything that lost money?
A real estate deal? No.
Any sort of business venture that you
I did a business venture that was a mistake. It was a technology company. And the problem with technology is it's just all going away so fast. Anybody remember the little Newton computer? It was the first handheld. It was before smartphones. This is 18 years ago. It was about that big. It's a pad. Before iPads, and you could write on. It's called the Newton. What happened was Apple Computer was in trouble. Imagine that. They didn't have money. Bill Gates funded Apple Computer, and one of the agreements for funding was kill that project. They didn't want that project. So that was the agreement, kill the Newton. My company was dependent on that one product. So I learned right there, never be dependent upon one product. Never be dependent upon one thing that if they take it away from you, boom. Well, yeah, that is different to diversify. That means you wouldn't want to build a business based on electricity or the internet only, right? Because if the internet goes down, guess what? Amazon will get cut to their knees. And in our lifetime, the internet will go down one day in our lifetime, maybe for weeks at a time. So that's why my company's an internet. We're e-commerce, retail, make outbound phone calls, knock on doors. We do all that. We travel around the world to meet people. So we don't want to be dependent upon or relying upon one source.
So then if you have an idea, like my invention product,
Yeah.
so then is it better to produce it and then sell it to a company that
Maybe.
produces something like that?
Maybe because 20 years ago it was keep it. Today it's like the duration of companies today is so short. You have companies, the best way to do a deal today is to build a company that has that can attract a lot of customers. Candy Crush. Like, what is it? Nobody even knows what it is, right? Like, but it attracted so much attention that the company sold for a bunch of money. So the duration of companies that are technologically focused is so short. That's why all our money, I don't invest in Facebook and because I don't think they're going to be around. I don't think Facebook will be around as long as my real estate will. So it's just changing. Things change. Remember MySpace? Oh, all overnight. It was the thing.
I didn't turn to Facebook then.
Huh? No, I hadn't played Xbox in a long time, but I should. Every time she says, I'm like, yeah. I was playing my brother. She didn't tell you this. I was playing my brother for $1,000 a kill. We were playing Halo for $1,000 a kill. He runs a business. Well, he was in the energy business, but now he's in the merchant business, where he helps people, e-commerce companies, with their refunds and their chargebacks.
Can I get your opinion on some of the other online presence? Some, like you mentioned Gary.
Yeah.
One that I know you've done some business with is Michael Putt, Brad Lee. I mean, I know I've heard you say before, just pick a few people and go deep in on those people when you're following them. And but what's your kind of thoughts on some of the other names out there? Who you should follow, who you shouldn't?
Yeah, I wouldn't study those guys.
Okay.
I would study Elon. I would study Jeff Bezos. I would study people that don't have time for podcasts. Okay. So I'm not gonna. They're great, man, but I don't want to study those. I want to study somebody that's done something big. What are those, like, pay attention to what they're doing. Look at Jeff Bezos. Like, he's got so many different flows coming all the time. Just unbelievable. He's done something that, like, it used to be 100 years ago, it was a railroad. You had to build a railroad. You had to buy land across the country, strap down steel, bolt it into the ground, like have all this work. This guy's creating stuff that sits in a virtual universe. He owns nothing. He has no inventory. How perfect is this? He is the ultimate pimp. Yeah. The ones that have lasted a long time, I would study a company like Coca-Cola or Starbucks or the Googles. Google uses the 10x rule. You Google the word Google and the 10x, the brothers read the 10x rule. They look for companies. They talk about, let's buy companies, by the way. What are these companies doing? They buy companies. They don't create companies. They go buy stuff.
Yes.
This is what Ryan was talking about. Why go work for someone? I don't want to work for someone. I want to work for myself. But that's not what the big boys are doing. They're like, no. Let's just buy a platform. Right? And so I didn't go build a plane. We called Gulfstream and said, we want to buy a plane. Doesn't make any sense. Like, buy something. Use money to go buy another company. Immediately you get there. And you get a lot of promotion too.
This question comes from my 9-year-old daughter who asked me to ask you as far as here. So she's very much entrepreneurial already at her age. She's got some chickens down the garden.
9.
9.
Oh wow.
She's got some chickens down the garden. She sold them away. Any cars going past our house, she tries to stop them to buy it. I love it. And she said, while you're there, Mummy, ask Frank Cardon what I should do next. Brilliant.
Get more chickens.
You've got enough
More
chickens.
chickens. Get more chickens.
Get more chickens. Yeah, you know, she needs to start telling her story because everybody's going to find that fascinating. You know, she should write a little article how she sells chickens. She's 9 years old. She makes more money than most adults. She's more motivated than. She should start writing that story. It's compelling.
YouTube channel.
Huh?
YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Absolutely have a YouTube channel.
That girl in London, she should start something.
Oh
Built
yeah,
around
yeah.
Yeah, like get known
she's
in
got
all
so
over
much.
town.
Yeah.
So everyone wants to come get their eggs from her.
Yeah.
I've got an online business which is an extra marketing business, and I'm going to be a fan of that. I've been doing it for the last kind of year, and I can sell the product myself, but I'm struggling to get a lot of team members to do the same.
Yeah.
So I'm very passionate about it, but I just struggle to get a team, because obviously the whole point in doing network marketing is to find a lot of people to do a little, and I struggle with it. I can sell a lot of the product myself, but I'm struggling to get a lot of people to do the same.
Yeah.
Would you have any advice?
Yeah, recruit. Quit being disappointed, man. Everybody here needs to quit being disappointed. You need to handle the top of the funnel. You're disappointed because the funnel's too narrow. So you depend too much on approval and happiness and profits from too few people. Open the top of the funnel, and then you'll be like, okay, they didn't work out, boom, somebody's there to fill it in. And that's true as a business owner, employees, customers, deals. When we go out to buy one deal, we probably have 10 or 12 in the pipeline. I'll probably look at 200 to get 10 or 12. We got 5 deals working right now, and one just fell out this week, one of the 5. I'm waiting for another one to fall out. I think it'll fall out. Now I got 3 left out of 5. And so I don't know what's going to happen, right? I'm not in control of all this, so the best thing I can do is put a lot of food out on the buffet and eat what I want.
You see that kind of, could you close on all of them
Yes.
if it came to it? So
Yes.
would you make sure that you wouldn't put in one for 5? No
Maybe I would.
knowing you could do maybe two, and then you could just drop
I
one
will.
if need be?
Yeah, I don't want to keep doing that because the word's going to get
Yeah,
around.
yeah.
The word's going to get around that he's not a closer. But I might have to do that in the beginning
Why?
because I might not have enough money to do all 5, and I might have to
You're just trying to get the order to you?
yeah.
You see the
But let me just tell you this, okay? If I break my word, if in the beginning I have to put more deals, I didn't do this, I should have, in retrospect, had more deals going all the time. In real estate, the biggest mistake I made was I didn't buy soon enough. I should have bought more. And 3, I should never have sold anything. But I had to do all those things. I had to do all of them to get where I'm at today. But in retrospect, they were mistakes. Should have bought more, should have bought sooner, and I shouldn't have sold. But I had to. If I would have had more deals under contract and had to tell her, I can't do yours, but I did his. Money, these 2 people are going to be hurt for a little while. Oh, you broke your word? The next time they have something to sell, if I have money, they'll probably forget.
Have you ever put an offer in for something you can't afford just for publicity? You know, just to be portrayed as, do you know what I mean? Like a huge big deal just so word gets out, you know, in the early days.
No, because the publicity is going to get out is he can't do that deal.
That's right.
Maybe like put an offer in that you know wouldn't get accepted, for example.
Then they're going to say you're just cheap and stupid. You know, you don't want to do that. Like we go into deals. I'm like, I don't. We were doing a deal recently. The guy says, "Look, just come in at this number. You'll still be below these guys, but you have to get up here to do the deal." I said, "Well, why don't we just do that now? I don't want to start cheap. If I'm going to end up here, some of this is about optics. How do you look at a deal?" So I don't know how it works here, but in America, like the highest price doesn't always get awarded the deal. It's who will close. It's who's the certainty. Is that true here? Yeah.
Also the speed as well. If
Yeah,
someone
certainty
says,
and speed.
I'll get this done in 3 days. So if
Yeah.
someone says, well, I will take 3 months.
Yeah.
Then how much money?
Yeah.
Grant, I have one thing. We often sell through a middleman, whether it be a trade customer, a consulting engineer. We're very good at promoting ourselves. I know I can sell.
Yeah.
I know I can
I know you can.
give the benefits. I closed on you last time.
That's good.
My problem is the middlemen don't necessarily sell us as well as we sell ourselves.
Yeah.
So they're talking to a few people, they're proposing us amongst a few other
Yeah.
competitors to their client. Any suggestions? How do we get on it?
I mean, you're part of a broken system, right? So you get into the distribution, you just got to keep paying attention to your middleman. Keep endearing the relationship with the middleman. Keep making the middleman feel compelled to help you, pay more attention to you. Squeaky wheel gets the oil. So keep making noise. Keep telling him how great he is. Keep telling him how much you appreciate him. You know, so that hopefully, cross your fingers, they give you a little more help in those situations.
You mentioned that you buy the deals, you put the money down, you get the loan for the
Yeah.
property. So what is Cardon Capital stacking 100 million for? What happens with that money then? If you buy the sort of, or do you mean you buy it as in using the capital from, like they've got from investors?
No, I buy it for
you
my
buy,
money.
you buy it for you
I
get
write
the
check.
loan.
So the bank asked me, Barclays is going to give me a loan for $60 million. The deal's 90. Barclays wants to know, where's the money coming from? I'm writing you a check.
Yeah.
Who's managing it? I'm managing it. What's your other property look like? How's it doing? They look at everything about me. My ability to pay that loan, that $60 million. Barclays is my first partner. Then, with Barclays' agreement, I'm then going to go to the marketplace and say, I have friends that want to invest with me. I'm going to sell off positions of the $30 million
Right.
if they want it. Could be my brother, could be you, okay? Could be another customer. And then Barclays is going to say, what say-so do they have in the property? Nothing. I have to say so. I'm the one that closed the deal. That's what the documents say, right? And then Barclays says, yeah, we're fine with you selling up to this much. of your position.
So that then gets your capital back out.
Yeah. And then we go buy another deal.
Okay.
You pay your loans off in terms of capital, and just
No, the payback on for our investors. I created.
To Barclays.
Oh, to Barclays.
in 5 years' time, it's had 60 million more than 50 million. 85 million.
Well, Barclays is paid every month, and the investors are paid the difference. Anything. Oh, it could be both. It could be an interest only. It could be amortized principal and interest paid down. Most of my loans are 5 years of interest only. We just did a deal. We did a deal in Houston, Texas. We assumed a loan of $63 million. It's principal and interest. It's actually paid down at 2% a year. But I consider paying down principal a cash return to the investors. It's just when they're going to get it. So, like on that deal, the investors are getting 4.5% a year plus a 2% pay down. So that equals almost 6.5% on a property that I paid. What did you pay? What did you pay for? 89 million. I think I'm going to sell it for $170 million. It's just when I'm going to sell it.
Once you sold the bank, the make those,
Yeah. I think I'm going to go on a yacht for 3 months. Figure it out. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know if that'll happen, right? But it is a possibility that we could keep putting these properties together and then go to a JP Morgan or a Goldman Sachs and say, we have this giant portfolio. What do you think it's worth? Probably 20 billion. All right, we'll pay a premium because you put all this together. That's their problem. The bank's problems are big deals. Not 100 million, billions. They want to move 20 billion at a time.
But the goal is to do that and then start over and do it again.
Yeah. They won't let me do it for a second. I had to take a little break. But all our investors will show up in Greece. I'll have my big yacht out there. We'll have the helicopter fly everybody out to a party. I expect all you guys to come. Okay? We all get a tan at the same time. You guys need it. Okay, bring your lotion because I don't want you to burn. So let me just say that I really appreciate all of you being here. Okay, taking the time, do what it takes to be at the premium VIP level, and to be interested in your careers and your business, and to exchange money and time. I know how valuable your money or somebody else's money that you're holding onto right now is, and I know how valuable your time is. So we're just honored to be with you and to make these friendships. We'll never forget our first trip to Glasgow, ever. This will always be, if we come back a second time, it's the second time, it's not the first time. So we'll remember the lady that flew in from Australia and the couple that heard about us a week ago on London Reel.
Yep. Your guy in the swimming
And Ellie
pool.
and Marge. We're
Yeah.
never forgetting that.
Yeah, the 9-year-old is having chickens and wants advice from Uncle G. She should be calling me Grandpa, not Uncle. So again, we'll always remember this trip to Glasgow, and you guys made that happen, not just us.
Yeah, it's been a great opportunity.
Good.
Thanks, guys.